Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Lucid Air, and we're going to take this Lucid Air touring on a little bit of a road trip today, round trip. And let's just look at some stats we have right now before we head off. 219 miles on this Air touring. We have around, I'm going to change the battery percentage, 54% on our battery pack. So we're going to be pushing the limits, I think, maybe a little bit today. We may have to charge along this trip, but we'll use the Lucid navigation system, which will tell us exactly what we need to do. So that's pretty easy to set up. Just tap these screens. We can set up our stuff here, enter our destination. So we're looking at around a 64 miles or almost 65 miles one way. So we're going to press go. It'll show us our different routes down here in this lower display. So we have two different routes over here. So we're going to press, let's go do this one, it's the shortest amount of distance. Press go here, and it'll show us our trip, how long it's going to take us to get there. And of course, we can also swipe the screen up there, which is kind of cool. But down here, we're also going to edit our trip computer here to get us a good reading. So let's clear our trip B. So we're going to reset trip B right now. So that's being set to 0. This is how much we've driven in the car so far. So we're going to get a good reading out of this. The car also just to get a software update. So it may actually be a little bit more efficient than previous. And we'll have some updates to the Dream Drive Pro system. So we'll have a good readout of what's going on there. And I think we should all be set on the navigation system here. It's giving us some good information as well. So I think I can throw this screen down there. It says we have 9:27 a.m. as our arrival, hour and 50 minutes of driving, and 91.2 miles on our trip. It's saying we're going to have 95 miles on arrival, so we'll see if we can beat that. It sounds like we may have to charge coming back, but potentially not with how efficient these Lucids can be. It is raining out today, a little bit on the colder end, and we have all of our road trip ready stuff, coffee, some snacks, and let's head off in the Lucid Air touring. Well, good morning, everyone. We are out on our journey now, and it is a bit of a mess of a day, a little bit rainy, cold, windy, but the Lucid is, of course, going to be handling this all fine. And this one has the Dream Drive Pro system, and it's actually working very well in this rain. We just got a really nice software update last night for the car that I think came out this month of May 2025, and all is working pretty well. I'm just going to turn it off for a second, get off onto this on-ramp. I know it can do all this stuff, but I am just gonna do some manual maneuvers for a bit here because of the weather. And like I mentioned when we started off this trip, we have around about an hour and 40-ish minutes left to go still. So we got some time in the Lucid, and so far we are averaging around 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour over our 3 miles of a distance. So not a perfect good amount of data for a readout there, but so far so good. Even with this rain, we have the more aerodynamic wheels on this particular one as well for this touring. And you know, the touring is kind of the mid-spec Lucids of the Airs, so we get around, I think, max 406 EPA rated miles. Grand Touring is the one that gets north of 500, and hopefully the weather will clear up for our destination today. Okay, everyone, quick update. We have hit some pretty intense traffic, so I thought this might be a good time to give us a quick trip update. And like I predicted, we have a much better range estimate on arrival once we started moving. So now it's around 98 miles. I think it's going to go to 100 since we're in traffic. A lot more regen is happening in this situation, but again, so far so good. Dream Drive Pro has been fantastic even in the rain. It hasn't turned off once. We have it set to 70 miles an hour. It's number 2, I think, on our following distance as well, so that's not bad. Looking at our trip information down here real quick, we're going to see we're on trip B, so I'm going to show trip B on a display up here. So we've traveled 21.9 miles so far on this trip, and we're averaging 4 miles per kilowatt hour. Wonderful. And that's been around to 70 miles an hour just up until right now we're hitting this traffic, so that's not bad actually on this vehicle. And we can see that that's been proven, the increase of our range on arrival times. All the visualizations are really great, no software glitches whatsoever. We got Apple CarPlay running as well on this system. It works flawlessly on this vehicle. A little bit tiny of a display just because of how this is shaped, but it really does work perfectly fine on the Lucids. But we're using the Lucid navigation, it works perfectly good as well. And yeah, so far so good, guys. Give you an update once we get a little bit closer, see if anything changes. Hello everyone, quick update. We have around 47.6 miles to go, a little bit of a range recalculation on this. Still 96 miles on arrival. It's been hovering between that and 100 miles. We've been in and out of traffic, and very eerie here on I-80 over in western New Jersey into Pennsylvania. There's no one on this road. That was really, really crowded just because there's some bridge construction here. So the highway to ourselves, we really get to kind of open up Dream Drive Pro here. I'll give you a quick example of this lane change assist function we have on this vehicle as well. Just press this button here, obviously a turn indicator, and it does a lane change for you. You do have to keep your hand on the steering wheel, but it does the lane change for you, which is kind of fun. Efficiency wise, we'll give a quick look over at our trip computer here. As you can see, we've traveled 43.9 miles so far. We're doing 3.4-ish miles per kilowatt hour. We were in some very mixed driving, city, very heavy stop and go traffic back on the highway. So you might see that range number increase just a little bit. We're still kind of keeping it around 65, 70 miles an hour just now coming out of construction back into this middle lane over here, since there's literally no one on the highway whatsoever. Automatic lane change assist there, which is really nice, and everything again has been really great with the Lucid. No issues. Everything works really well. CarPlay is still working great. Navigation's been perfectly fine as well. So all still good, still out on our journey, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more efficient numbers. We have quite a ways to go still, and hopefully there's no more traffic, because that was pretty bad. Okay, everyone, another update. We are almost at our destination now. We're about to get off this next exit over here. Accelerate just a little bit and deactivate Dream Drive for now, but it's been pretty solid, even in the rain, actually. So really no complaints there. Just some deactivations just because of some wild detours for this construction we've had to go through, but so far so good. We have 94 miles still around on arrival, so that's been generally quite accurate throughout this trip. We go over to our trip computer over here. We've been doing 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour as we come off this exit over here. But over my entire time of having this car, we've done 3.74. So that's not too bad at all for this Air Touring all-wheel drive. Go to regen. And overall, the Lucid's been really great. No issues whatsoever on the highway. Super comfortable. I'm generally quite quiet. Obviously, all this glass and the rain, you can hear a lot of that rain pattering down here. But so far so good over the course of this road trip journey we've had here today. And I will update you guys completely when we get to our final destination in just a few minutes. But this is a great road trip car, plenty of range, decently quite efficient, and you know, if you do, when dumps come to it, or we're gonna have to charge, we'll definitely kind of document that process as well. Okay, everyone, we have arrived at our destination. We'll just turn off these wipers for a second. And it is still unfortunately raining, but let's give us an update on our full trip. We have reached our destination. It's not the exact location, but we are here now. So total, we've done 90.7 miles over the course of this trip. We've used 26 kilowatt hours out of this battery pack, and we've averaged 3.43 miles per kilowatt hour. Not too bad. A lot of mixed driving here. I'm just on this navigation route here. And it's pretty accurate. We actually arrived with 2 miles more than it claimed, but again, we weren't exactly in the location, but definitely not within the 2 mile radius it was saying, though. So that's actually pretty decent. We also hit 3,000 miles in the car, so yay for this Lucid Air Touring. But otherwise, fantastic driving experience. Very comfortable. Everything's worked perfectly. No issues. So that's really great to report here. Very quiet, very comfortable. Heated seats work. Climate control worked perfectly fine. Navigation was also great. And Apple CarPlay was also still connected this whole time, too. So no issues there. Lucid's been great. No complaints there. This is a pretty good road trip. We have 96 miles, so I'm going to assume we're going to have to charge up going back home because that's definitely going to need some juice in here. So we'll locate a charger on our road trip back, and we'll update you guys then. But all good for this Lucid Air Touring road trip. Well, everyone, time to go back onto our journey in the Lucid Air Touring. It's been a wonderful day, so stay tuned for all the content on this stuff. I'm sure they'll be coming out, or it may have already been posted on the channel already. But we have low range, and we're gonna have to go charge. But this gives us an opportunity to test out the Lucid's incredible charging speeds. Some shoes over here, a little dirty out today. Close the door up, and we're in. So 82 miles of range we have on here, and as we remember, 3.36 miles per kilowatt hour. We traveled around 96.4 miles on this journey, so we are 100% going to have to charge. So we're going to go straight to a charger before even heading on our journey here. So I'm going to press charging here, and hopefully we can send this down to the lower display so we have a better screen of it. And we're going to go to the Electrify America station here. It says there's one charger available, so hopefully when we got there, we may hopefully not have to wait too long. It's only 9.6 miles away. Given filter it to be only Electrify America. So we're going to go there, but what we can also do is put in our final destination and also add this as well. But we're going to just go here first because we need some juice in this Lucid. So these are up to 350 kilowatt chargers. These should be able to power up the Lucid, the proper voltage and everything as well to make sure we're getting those high charging speeds. We are very low in the pack as well. So battery's already preconditioning. We're probably going to lose some range there. And as always, I'll let you guys know what's going on in this drive in a little bit. Let's head off, pop it into drive. That would be smart first. And off we go. Okay guys, we just plugged in the Lucid and oh boy, it is ramping up rapidly quick here. We're gonna go over to our charging screen over in our center console here. 202 kilowatts already, 203 kilowatts. So this thing can charge pretty quick on these 350 fast chargers. Good to know. It's going in and out of speeds. Oh boy, what is happening here? Ramping all the way down to 150 kilowatts. We'll see what it kind of levels itself around at, but at least around up there to a second. If not, seeing around 150 is not too bad. I think the car should be warm enough for this, but we're at 18%. It says an hour and 25 minutes remaining. We're not going to charge it up to 100% because we do still have a while to go on our road trip. We'll go back to our navigation here. We still have 80.9 miles to go on, hour and 41 minutes of driving, and we'll get home hopefully around 5:10 p.m. in a little bit. Okay, everyone. So we have been here for I would say 16, 17 minutes, and we've gained around 170 miles. 38 kilowatt hours have been pumped into the Lucid, and we have plenty of range actually now to get back home without any issues. Let's go see how much it costs, and let's unplug the vehicle. So we have a total of 243 miles of range now as well. Really, really nice out of this Lucid Air. Let's unplug, pop this back over here. Okay, so we have charged up 243 miles now. Really impressive stuff. Go back to our page here for round trip B. Still traveled 108.9 miles. It says we have 82 miles left to go, and we have done 3.36 miles per kilowatt hour. We've used 32 kilowatt hours. Pull down our navigation here. We have a little bit of a ways to go, so I'll update you guys along this trip if we have any updates. And of course, when we get to our destination, I will update you on the status of the end of our trip. It says we'll have 142 miles on arrival. We'll see if we can beat that. Let's go head out. Okay, everyone, we are wrapping up our journey in the Lucid, and thankfully it has finally stopped raining. We have been through what feels like an absolute monsoon on this journey, from wind, heavy rains, many detours, and side road quests, but we are arriving at our destination with 140 miles range as of right now. It says 137 miles on arrival. So that charge was definitely needed, I would say. And it's around 6 p.m. now. As you can hear, a bit tired, long day, but we've done pretty good in this Lucid. Lucid itself has handled it pretty well. I'm going to our trip computer really quick glance. Our trip B has now bumped up to 3.42 miles per kilowatt hour, and we've used a total of 54 kilowatt hours today in total in this entire round trip journey. So it's still not the entire battery pack. So if this was at 100% stated charge, we wouldn't have had to charge this entire trip whatsoever. So that's a cool little tidbit there to know. So far, so good actually on this entire Lucid. Really good efficiency, really good driving on the highway. Dream Drive Pro generally was actually quite good. There's only a few instances where I think because of the insanely heavy rain and a lot of construction with messy lines on the highway, I kind of got a little confused. But other than that, it actually worked quite well. Not the best system on the market in terms of, full driving assist systems, but it's definitely up there. It's not bad. It definitely needs some still more improvements in work though. Overall, pretty good in this Lucid Air Touring. Really great road trip car, really comfortable, pretty quiet in here. Again, really strong with range, and I think the other great thing about it is that it has incredible charging performance as well. It can charge quick. You can get a lot of range really quickly and don't have to wait for a long period of time to kind of wait around at a charger and sit there for an hour, 30, 40, 50 minutes and got a whole bunch of charge. This one, probably it's going to be around 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, depending on the speed of your charger, which is pretty nice. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us on yet another video and road trip here at Allcarnews. And as always, stay tuned for more. And of course, make sure to watch the full video and review of this 2025 Lucid Air Touring.